Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tales from the Forgotten Troop. Here with more Jukebox Justice. Just ignore the improper announcement that went out earlier. It's fine. No big deal. Nothing wrong. Everything all according to Kenkaku.
Don't look at the goose behind the curtain.
There is no goose here.
That's my emotional support goose. The goose supports my rage.
But if you are enjoying what we're doing, there are many ways to support the show. You can buy a Hero Forge mini. You can buy Redbubble merch, which is the best. It is the best of the best. Or direct donations on Coffee if you were just like, here, take a $5 bill. That works too. I mean, I would love more than $5, but I'll take $5. That'll get me a nice snack. All of our social media is on our Beacons page, along with a link to our Discord, so you can join in the conversation all the time and keep up with updates about the show, see fun cat pictures and food pictures and all of the memes.
Memes!
If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you can catch us live most weeks. We've been fairly consistent so far. Go us. Good job us.
We're not here mentally, but spiritually we're here.
Wait, what? We're not here mentally, but spiritually. Okay. I'm here in body, not in mind.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all our announcements. So we can go around and have everyone introduce themselves and who they're playing. Feel free to interpret this question as you will. If you could be one other person, who would that person be and why?
Huh.
I guess I'll go first. Tess doesn't have an answer for this question. But definitely, and I by the way, I'm Tess. I play Sylvie. Sylvie, I don't think she's pushed it, but theoretically, Sylvie could try and be another person. And I think if she was to be another person, I think at this right now, in this very moment, it would be anyone who is not a fae, and so she doesn't have to deal with her own problems. But yeah, that's it.
I can go next. I'm Brianna. I play Cynthia Evans, otherwise known as Echo. I think hers is a bit of a weird case because I think she'd prefer to jettison her civilian persona so she didn't have to deal with that anymore and just be Echo.
I'm Jenna, and I play Roxy DeMarco, aka Calamity. And Calamity would she don't want to be anybody else. But I think that if she did, I think she would choose Sylvie, so Sylvie could live at least one mortal life. Just doing some martyr shit, I don't know.
I mean, Sylvie technically has lived a mortal life.
Sylvie just doesn't.
It was like 500 years ago, but it happened.
Was it a good life?
Kinda? I don't. I
For Sylvie to decide.
Yeah. I mean, she did watch her sister perish, so.
Well, traumatizing.
What's life without a little trauma?
Uh-huh.
Fair.
I don't know if Elena would want to be another person. I mean, she's pretty good with who she is.
Roxy, too.
Yeah. Like, even if she didn't have powers or only could be her superhero persona, I think she'd be fine either way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want up here? Come on.
Elena's the only other one in JJ that goes to therapy.
You just want me to pick you up so you can go to your bed.
I don't play with characters to go to therapy because I'd get bored.
That's fair. We need a little dysfunction.
All right.
Void cat.
Void cat.
Boy cat.
Yeah, I was just a stepping stone to her bed back there.
Sounds right.
Say that. All right, I rolled an 8, so no team. You have 8 team in the pool.
18.
18.
Recap. That's the next thing I need to do.
Mhm.
Where does that live? I don't know how to do this anymore. Previously,
Nobody
Do we know how to do anything anymore? Our
did I
brains
ever
are
know how to do
fried.
this to begin with? That is the mystery. Or did I just feign perfection? Yes.
Fake it till you make it.
So previously on Jukebox Justice, the team finally learned who the mysterious sprite was that showed up in front of Joe. Her name was Fern, and she had some grave news to share with the group. Thistle was missing, and the sprite war with the red caps wasn't looking good. Joe was hesitant to agree to help, considering being in the Fey realm could cause a time dilation, and they were certain the hunt's attack against them was imminent. Joe used his powers to scry on Thistle and found that she was still alive. Yay! They tried hatching a plan that would be able to take them right to her so that they could get in, rescue her, get out without having to deal with the rest of it. But Roxy, always keen to take action, opened another portal for them and, just jumped into it with Sylvie and Fern because why not? Why wait? Why hesitate?
Listen, you guys can't just make Roxy sit around and not give her something to do because then she does dumb shit. Okay? She gets bored and
She
punches
needs
holes in reality.
She needs an activity.
She needs enrichment in her enclosures, okay?
All right, but they found themselves in the Fey realm, and unfortunately weren't close to where they needed to be.
Not close enough.
Not close enough, but they were there, so progress.
Mm-hmm.
Before picking up with them, we are missing one of our players today. Bree, did you have a look at your notes, and was there anything that Cynthia was planning to do on the other side of this portal? Or shall we just conveniently shuffle the two of you through the
Girlfriend
portal?
trip in the Feywild.
Yeah.
I don't think she had anything specific to do, though I do believe we were stabilizing the portal from this end, so there might need to be some sort of MacGuffin in place to make that work.
We have
You
we
guys
have
are both
magicians on
floating and
this
just
side.
get sucked in.
I mean, you have Tex and Spuds.
There's a real adult here.
We have more adults here.
Tex is the ultimate adultiest adult. Honestly.
Yes, he
But no, I don't have
He's a
anything
cowboy wizard.
Cool. So conveniently, Cynthia and Elena trip and fall through the portal and end up in the Fey realm.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Or if you want to take a more methodical approach, feel free to jump in. Otherwise,
No, I don't have a good idea for
Okay.
why they would have gone in, so.
sounds good. Roxy and Sylvie, Cynthia and Elena arrive.
What are you guys doing here? I thought. All right.
I don't know. I was outside 1 second, now I'm here.
Did you get too close to the portal?
Not that I remember.
It's kind of like draw you in. Like a
If you
black
stare at
hole.
it for too long, you just slowly
You just
drift
hear
towards
like
it.
ominous humming, some kind of
Uh-oh.
weird grinding noise, and then all of a sudden you're here.
We should probably hurry up so that the entire of our reality doesn't get pulled into the Fey realm. Because if you guys got pulled in, then maybe other stuff can get pulled in, and I don't know. Echo, you're the physicist. I don't know how any of
No
this
physics
works.
here.
Don't know what to tell you. Portal like this shouldn't really suck in realities, as far as I know, but Fae physics might be different than our physics.
Holy shit. What if it's different here?
It's entirely possible.
Probably is.
We know there is time dilation here, so
Yeah.
there's
Speaking of
some
which, we should
difference.
probably hurry up.
Yeah.
Charlie, I knew roughly which direction and how much time this was going to take us, right?
You had the direction. You knew it was
Yeah.
several miles. I wrote this down. It is
Yeah.
somewhere.
Communication. Yeah, we think it's either 6-to-1 dilation or 4-to-1 dilation. I did not write the amount of time though that
I think it
how
was
far away it was.
I think the Thistle's rough location, if I remember correctly. I wrote this down somewhere. I cannot find it. Was like 10 miles, 10 or 12 miles.
Yeah.
So it
So
would
we were thinking we were gonna try and loop through the camp and try and get reinforcements to cover our backs as we went in. If I remember right.
that was an option. I don't know if you actually settled on
Yeah.
following that course of action, but Fern is very much in favor of going to the camp. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah. I suppose.
Reinforcements are always useful.
I mean, if we're missing from their realm, then in theory Theo can't really like find us to attack, so they gotta wait till we're back. Or come here and fight us.
Yeah, I don't really want to get pinchered between the red caps and them though. So we should probably
I could just start tossing red caps at them. Just
I
you,
mean,
like throw another motherfucker at another motherfucker.
do we want them to know we are here? Probably not.
Meh,
I think it'd
I
be
mean-
better to go stealthily.
yeah.
probably.
Should we go though? Burns people might know the the terrain a little better than we do, so they might help us navigate.
You
Able
know how to find them?
Fern directed us towards the camp, so I think we know roughly in what direction and how far away it is.
All
Fern
right.
is also
I don't-
there
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, Fern is here.
okay.
and can guide you to the camp.
And I think it's roughly not too far out of our way if we were to go find Thistle. Or
No,
is it behind us?
you might have to. You'd probably have to go like swing a little farther west than if you were going straight to the red caps, but it's certainly like not. It is not a huge deviation. It will not take. Just traveling there will not add a significant amount of time to your overall travel time, depending on how long you are actually at the camp, but won't add significant travel time.
Okay. So
Fern can
let's-
start leading the way.
Yeah.
And navigate you over through the wilderness. You're probably walking for what you'd estimate to be about 30-45 minutes before there's like between one blink and the next, it goes from just seeing empty space between the trees in front of you to making your way through this camouflage barrier, and you find yourselves in the middle of like a bustling camp. You can see along the floor there are a couple of tents, but mostly just a large network of tree houses, small like sprite-sized tree houses built into trees around this area. And there's numerous like a large number of sprites just flying through this area and across from one tree to the other. A couple of them, as you kind of appear, one of them almost like flies into Cynthia before redirecting and swinging around her. Seems to be carrying a few papers, and you see others like calling for help, and someone with some small bandages flies over to another little tent. But you can see, even despite all of the activity and somewhat sense of urgency among these sprites, as you make your way into this camp and start moving between the trees, several of the sprites do stop and kind of and stare and watch as you pass by. Fern looks over her shoulder and says, we're just gonna be going a little farther this way to get to the main tent.
Are we gonna fit in the tent?
Not at your current size. I can use my magic
big.
to shrink you down where you can fit inside the tent, if you're willing.
I would be fun size.
Oh,
Are you
do
also
order the
able to
odd.
turn us
A
back?
pocket girlfriend.
Yes, I can reverse it at any point.
All right, fine with me then.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Sylvie will just shift into a sprite.
Would she become an extra glitter sprite?
Yes, there's extra glitter. There's always extra glitter.
There's
I love
so
it.
much glitter in our lives now. We just all just like got glitter in our hair all the time. We're
Hell
just
yeah.
used to it.
Forever glitter.
Yes.
Sylvie, you can fly alongside Fern as she leads all of you towards this larger tent. It is a larger tent, still built into, like, on this platform attached to the side of a tree. But it's very plain looking. It's kind of just like a large canvas tent. Nothing really notable about it from the outside. But as the rest of you approach, Fern does turn to you and says, "All right, I'm gonna shrink you down, and you'll shrink down to the size on the forest floor, so shouldn't cause any issues with balance. But don't relax. Try not to fight it. Shouldn't be painful or anything.
Or should it?
You want it to be?"
I don't know. I've never done this before.
Fern just shakes her head and then does a gesture, and the three of you do shrink down where you were standing on the floor or on the ground. The floor of the forest. And as you're shrinking, you actually do feel something extending out of your back. And you look at each other and see that you each have wings.
Are they pretty iridescent glittery?
They're as iridescent and glittery as the other sprites.
Very nice.
I'm gonna put on some more appropriate music.
Roxy immediately starts
Horror
flapping
music.
hers to see if she can fly.
Okay, one sec.
I got wings. I can fly. This is amazing.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right. So anyone who's gonna try and fly, please roll to unleash your powers.
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Because I normally fly.
Oh my
Somehow
god,
this
I
game
got a
works
12.
I can use the dice.
Yes,
in
I
this
think it's
dice
actually
I
set
mean,
more than that.
I guess,
I think my freak is pretty high.
that says I'm allowed to eat
I
these
guess,
dice.
Elena,
What?
are you trying?
15.
Elena, are you trying to fly with the
Yes.
wings or just with your regular powers? Because you still have access to your powers. So if you're just using your regular powers to float, you don't have to roll. If you're trying,
I'll realize my regular powers work, and then I will try with the wings just to see how that works.
Okay.
If I bothered to open up literally anything for this game, then I wouldn't have to be doing it right now. No, it's the bag Crow got me for Christmas. I'm gonna eat these dice. It
Nice.
says I can.
Yes.
Crow, what have you done?
I'm using the Jenna dice, so it's
Yeah.
6, 7, 8,
Choices were
9.
made.
I can kind of do it. 9. That's
You're just
harder than I thought.
yeah. It's
Right.
definitely different coordination from what you're used to. You manage it. It's just not the most graceful. You probably need to take a break after a little while.
Alas, I've tapped out at a 6. So,
Oh no. Yeah,
Oh.
I think you try and flap your wings and do some hops, but you just cannot. Get
something
off
to
the
the
ground.
effect of Cynthia's more used to using powers she's
Mhm.
generated herself.
I'm gonna
I mean-
use mine to help Cynthia float.
Sure. I mean,
Can I still use my powers?
Yes.
Like that aren't the wings? I'm just gonna
Yeah.
fucking levitate myself.
Yeah.
you still have access to your powers. You're just
She,
kind
like,
of in
looks
this
over
like
her shoulder, the wings like,
pseudo
and then
space.
levitates.
Ugh, these wings.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
In the way.
Mhm.
But Fern looks impressed at Roxy. Roxy's ability to just like
She's
zoom
zipping
it
around.
doing loops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, she's used to flying.
All that floating while Elena's just like reduced
Yeah.
her gravity and she's done all those flips and things. Like
We've been
it is all
practicing
coming in
for
clutch
ever.
now.
And you
That's
did
what she
fly
does
in lightning
before.
form, didn't you? Briefly?
Yeah, I think she flew in lightning form.
Oh
Or didn't
yeah.
you like just like zip in a straight
I
line?
would like zip fast, but like she can jump high, so like
kind of
it's
like
like
flying.
short distance flying. If you launch yourself enough, you can short distance fly.
Falling with style.
Yeah.
Ah, so she's just like ecstatic because this is how Elena adds enrichment to her enclosure. She just floats her while she does all these crazy flips and karate in the air.
All right.
Doing flips and shit.
Bird will gesture for all of you to follow as she flies up to the platform outside of this tent.
All right.
Yep.
And the tent flaps have kind of been pulled open, so she will walk inside, bring you all with her, and inside you, I mean, pretty much gather that this is like the war tent. There's maps everywhere and plans and like crushed up letters on the floor. And you can see there's a large table in the center where 4 sprites are sitting, that 4 sprites are sitting around. A bit loud. You can see each of them have sort of various levels of decorum indicated by flowers pinned to the chests of their uniforms. Some of them have like war paint on their faces, but you can easily tell that they all look exhausted. They we're in the middle of a conversation, but as you enter, they quiet and turn to look at you. The older sprite gentleman in the center looks over all of you and turns to Fern and asks, "Are these the ones that Sol had recommended?" And she does a little salute and nods and says, "Yes, General Grove, they are. We are missing Watchdog. That there's been a situation back in their universe that they've been needing to monitor, but was least able to bring these 4 to assist us in retrieving Thistle." He nods at all of you and stands. Allow me to introduce myself and my comrades. I'm General Grove, and he gestures around the table one by one and says, "This is Vice General Bramble, Lieutenant Sage, and Commander Elm."
I'm Calamity.
I am Easy Living.
Echo.
Valkyrie.
When you introduce yourself, Sylvie, all of them kind of, they recognize another member of the Fae, and you can see some of their expressions darken a little bit with obvious suspicion. I see. General Grove continues. I see. Well, considering you come with such high regards, that Thistle, suppose we can get down to business. And at that, Vern kind of steps in and says, They were willing to help with Thistle's extraction, considering it was a temporary acting member of their group, but due to their own situation, can't offer any additional aid when it comes to the rest of the Red Caps.
So do you know where she is?
We know where she is. We have
know
no
where
I know
indication.
I know where
Yeah.
she is, but like,
But
do
do
they
you?
know where she is? Like, would that information be helpful to you, because she's about that way, about 10 miles? Do you know what miles are in the Fey realm?
It's I assume there's a map on the table in front of us.
Yes, many
About
maps.
right there.
Yeah, can I indicate on the map where theoretically I sensed her last?
Sure. There's some murmurs, and Vice General Bramble says it's in the middle of the Red Cap territory, which is about the situation we expected. Do you have any other information on what is located there? Our reconnaissance team has not been able to gather much, considering the Red Cap defensive measures.
If I remember right, didn't Watchdog see a stone prison of some sort? Or a stone room?
Mm-hmm.
He saw that there was stone around Thistle, but
Yeah.
that was about it, because his scrying ability is not so well developed that he can get a full picture of, like, wherever someone is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can at least describe what we know of the structure she's held in.
They nod. Makes sense, considering the areas that Red Caps usually inhabit. Ruins made of stone. Do you have some plan as to how you're going to extricate Thistle from the situation?
Yeah. I got this new thing I can do. I think. I hope. Sometimes if I think real hard and believe in myself completely, I can do stuff.
We don't really have a plan.
Okay.
Sylvie face palm. Cynthia's just like, yeah, these are my life partners.
So you're just going to walk into their territory and hope for the best?
Oh no, we need a distraction. But I think we've got some we're a very distracting lady polycule. Uh we're distracting. I don't know. Like what part of the plan do you want to be in on? Like, are you better at extracting or like or distracting? Are you distracting or extracting?
I think in either case, I don't think either group is going to be better off or worse than the other, considering we have very little information on what their base of operations looks like. We have been at war with the Redcaps for many months now, so that is one aspect of our situation. We can't, if your goal is only to help retrieve Thistle, we can't necessarily divert large amounts of resources and weaken our front line to go in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what kinds of numbers they have in that area?
Difficult to say, considering they're very good at camouflaging themselves and keeping hidden, so trying to assess their exact numbers is rather difficult. They have enough where we've largely been at a stalemate for several months. I'd expect that the further you go in, the larger the numbers would be.
Above the table?
Yeah.
Do we know why they're fighting? 'Cause I can't remember if this came up and I just forgot.
I don't think so.
We know that red caps tend to be bloodthirsty,
Yes.
but I don't think we've actually gotten a full rundown of what's going on.
Fern might have mentioned that it's a, like, somewhat of a territorial dispute. Just in the sense of, like, they are trying to keep the Redcaps from completely invading them, in that sense. Not necessarily
fair enough.
Not necessarily with the sole goal of taking the land and, like, pushing them out, but, they kill things just because.
Okay, fair enough. Chaotic evil.
Yeah.
Do they have any weaknesses?
I don't think we researched that. I think I offered if they got me some DNA material, I would try and cross-triangulate something, but...
You don't have any, like, weapons, like, specially designed weapons against them, but, they are, compared to your normal sizes, they're smaller than you. Probably somewhat weaker. The danger just lies in their ruthlessness and
kneecap biting, obviously.
lack of self-preservation, I guess. They wouldn't, even if the situation looks dire, I don't think they would be likely to turn tail and run.
Should they be distracted?
Yeah, do they like anything, like,
I mean, if they want
besides
blood.
violence?
Blood.
They might be able to be distracted, depending on the distraction. As you said, violence, blood, anything that would indicate a fight might garner their attention.
Are they easily amused? Do they like magic tricks?
They don't really give me that vibe.
I don't think they would sit still long enough to give that much consideration.
They're particularly vicious toddlers.
Biters. All, the lot of them. The biters. The lot of them.
Do the redcaps ever fight amongst themselves? Or is it just others?
We could exploit infighting.
Or if
I don't think
have they grouped like this before? To this number? I guess that goes back to the infighting question, but like if they're under a figurehead that is leading them to behave this way, if we can take off the head of the snake, but
it's not unheard of that they would unite when tempted with the idea of great conflict and bloodshed. I'm not sure if they do have one individual leading them. I wouldn't bet on taking them out would be enough to scatter the rest. I think someone else could just as quickly and easily fill that role, or the rest of them would still be able to achieve the goal they have in mind to continue on.
What's their beef with you? Is it because you guys are both small and like they resent you because you got pretty wings?
I don't think it has anything to do with us being sprites so much as we were closest. We were right here.
So they just wanted to fight.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes I like to fight.
That's mostly their reason for existence, is violence and fighting and bloodshed.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much their sole driving force.
Are there any substances that could affect them? Like, would there be a way to put them to sleep?
It would probably be as likely as putting anyone else to sleep. Whether that be magical means, or if there's... I'm not certain what their physical resistance are to anything ingested, but I don't imagine... They might have equal magical resistance similar to other beings in the Fae realm, but I wouldn't expect them to be totally immune to every means.
What are you doing?
Causing chaos.
Getting revenge for not getting a cheese stick earlier.
Apparently.
Give him the
You
cheese
should have given
stick.
him the cheese.
This is
Cheese
retribution
tax.
for not giving him cheese.
I don't know where I heard him like run across the bed, and I don't know where he is now. But he ran in like the direction that was like towards the wall, and I'm like, where is he going? Where's he hiding? Anyways, cheese retribution.
Yes.
I understand that. I too take retribution for cheese.
Here it is. No, that's not for you. It's a pen this
Lies.
time.
Lies and slander.
You didn't give him the cheese. He must take the pen. He's not
You're
sitting still
wiggly
today.
No. He's like,
Captain is our entertainment.
This is how you defeat the red caps. You just unleash Captain on us.
It's cheese. It was cheese all along was the answer.
he just bites them. Hey. You just tried chewing on my rules printout. So
Oh
okay.
no.
Sure.
He's trying to consume the rules.
He's trying to consume everything.
Yeah.
Give the
No
cheese.
rules if he eats them.
That's true.
Mhm.
There's no order.
Be
There's no rules.
ungovernable. Eat the rules.
He's over in the corner, like shoving the Declaration of Independence into his mouth. Right next to Nick Cage.
Cage fed it to him. Fuck it. Shit, it's nothing anymore.
Valkyrie, any thoughts?
I could try and pheromone them if they get close, but
Nothing seems especially promising.
no. And I don't want to catch you three or any allies with us in said cloud, so we'd have to make preparations for that.
Could make grenades.
We could.
I'm a grenade.
That is true.
Maybe not in the traditional sense.
I'm electricity grenade.
Yeah, but you are generally reconstituted after that.
That's true.
Most grenades are destroyed in the process.
That's
And I'd
true.
prefer that you weren't.
Yeah, I feel like we probably
too.
don't want to use you as a grenade. Throw you
No,
into a
that would
bunch
be
of
bad.
Hey!
No.
Zooms in, stands on the bed, like, runs back out.
He's training.
Apparently.
I'm
For the-
wondering
Red cap invasion.
Yes.
Chaos Olympics.
wondering
Yes.
if we want to try and put together a small strike team for rescue purposes, as well as to maybe hit a few key points if they have any identified.
We can cause a distraction
Yeah.
and get them away from the cage.
The other sprites want to go in and get Thistle out.
Could be
We
efficient.
are quite distracting.
Yeah.
Especially when I go bowling with red caps.
That's one way to put it.
So that would be a good distraction.
And being that distraction could buy us some opportunities to collect samples so we can put them in a better position going forward. I'm sure if I generate you some red cap targeted pheromones or other things, Echo, you can figure out some weaponry to best suited for it. But I think Thistle is our first priority to get in and out.
I have some backup plans, but they're mildly unethical.
Feel like we have crossed into mildly unethical territory.
We were skirting that
Look,
line.
we're
pretty hard.
way past that.
We were riding that line of
I mean,
ethical
Sylvie
for a
just
while.
talked about genetically targeted weaponry, so
red cap genocide. It's fine.
Jesus. I was about to make a bad joke. I'm not going to. Okay.
Too far. Too dark. Too dark.
It's
like,
nope. Save it for
Leave
later.
politics
Save it
out of
for
it.
after the stream.
Will do.
That's an inside thought. I say that to myself all the time. Jenna, that's an inside thought.
That is a thing I'm going to start saying at work to my coworker
Yes.
when she gets a little too unhinged.
I love the matching sweaters.
Yes.
Match
so
I
cute.
know.
We are one.
Yes.
Well, Precious doesn't have a brain cell anyways, so she just smooth brained. I love her, but she's smooth brained.
Just a ball of fluff.
She literally just thinks about going on walkies 24/7. It's like, can I get a treat? Can I get a walk? Cool.
Get some cups.
Mm-hmm. And then I must sit in your lap. I don't care that your laptop is in your lap. I will sit in your lap anyways.
I am the laptop now.
Mm-hmm.
I am on top of the lap, so I am the laptop.
It logics.
True.
So, going off of what you said, Valkyrie, 2 teams could have us, small strike team of Fae, if they're so willing. We cause a distraction. They get Thistle out. Just make sure I'm understanding this.
I think so. And if I'm close enough, I can do emergency medical on site as needed.
I'm not entirely certain about my ability to influence Redcap's minds, but it's possible I could help shield the second strike team from view. Or detection.
I always try it as we approach lines. I'm sure we'll start finding them sooner rather than later.
Fair.
Test it. Well, their numbers are thinner rather than in the middle of their forest.
Works for me.
Just tell me when I gotta wreak havoc. I know my role. Let's fuck shit up and lift the heavy shit. Punch holes and shit. Electrocute motherfuckers.
It doesn't seem that any gravity things are. The gravity seems to work the same here. So anything I can do back home should be fine here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Sylvie will look at General Grove and ask, is there anything you don't want us doing while on your territory in regards to power sets? Because we can be quite destructive if necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're real good at
Technically.
demolition type stuff. So if there's anything you want us to not crumble,
Preferably don't destroy our camp. But other than that, we're not of the size where we really have large barricades set up at the front lines, so there's nothing to worry about there. Just don't catch any sprites in the crossfire is my one requirement.
Fair.
That
Yep.
is a fair requirement. Would growing barricades at the front line help you at a later date?
It could be an additional defensive measure, but I don't think it would be anything that the Redcaps wouldn't eventually be able to cut down. We could do maintenance, reinforce them as things go.
Might be something to add to the list of if we have time.
Agreed. The clock is ticking.
Mm-hmm. In more ways than one.
What?
What?
We got the timey-wimey shit from the other world and this world, and it's all
Oh, is the
complicated.
time dilation?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just
She just
everybody
says-
immediate like question marks.
I understood.
Fair enough.
Cynthia's just like,
Like,
what the
what?
fuck are you talking about now? In a far away voice, like you know. Hmm? Someday Roxy becomes a Time Lord.
What?
Okay. And that's when
Well-
we're all doomed.
Yeah,
Yup.
pretty much.
Explodes the universe.
And that is the beginning of the apocalypse.
Well,
The apocalypse has already started. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We have so many apocalypses right now. It's not.
We've already survived
There's
a
a
few.
lot of them.
Doesn't even register. Who would you recommend for your best infiltration strike team?
Well, we have
If we handle.
we have some skilled spies, those who can do reconnaissance. A couple that would likely rank as decent assassins. So little column A, little column B can put them together. If you're only needing a handful of folks, we can spare that much.
I think we'll take what you give us to work with, and just basically try and get to the Thistle and hopefully cause some hindrances along the way.
Alright, is there... We don't have... a ton in the way of supplies, but is there any resources that the four of you might need that we could try and provide?
I mean, we don't really plan ahead too much. I mean, well, Echo does, but like the rest of us just sort of show up to shit and listen to her.
any information you have about their combat capabilities would be helpful.
They largely use traditional weapons. Swords, daggers, bows and arrows,
What material?
steel.
All right.
Do they coat them in anything?
Sometimes poisons, but they largely, pride is the right word, but they garner immense satisfaction
Making them kill themselves.
just using raw force to cut down their enemy entirely.
Same.
I mean, to be fair, that makes things a little better.
Well, actually, usually I try to talk it out first, but it sounds like these are not really talkers. These are like kneecap biters.
So traps are also unlikely to be encountered, aside from like ambushes and such.
They may have some more of the traditional hunting traps where they try and snag you, hang you upside down from a tree. Maybe some pitfalls, but most likely you'd be facing ambushes.
Good to know. As we travel, I can scan out ahead, see if I can pick any of them up before they see us.
I can try as
Yeah.
well and see if my senses pick anything up.
We'll gather
Is-
the members of the strike force. Them rendezvous with you before you leave.
I don't think none of us really favor weapons of any sort. We kind of attack with or our own abilities more so than anything else.
Your raw power.
Yeah, raw power.
I got these fists and I got some electricity and some other shit I can do if I think
That's
about
about
it
it.
hard enough.
Right, well, if you don't have any other questions for us, best of luck. Fern will lead you back outside the tent, and one of the we'll say Commander Elm heads off to go gather up the members of the strike force. Is there anything you would like to do? A little bit of time before this plan kicks off.
If you want to try that grenade idea.
Yeah, we can definitely try out the grenade idea somehow. um,
Trying to make a pheromone grenade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't bring gas masks.
Well, the idea is more toss it in a different direction that we're not in.
Yeah.
Downwind. Upwind. I'm not really sure how that works.
Should be fine.
Okay. Echo, you have weapons and gadgets.
Indeed.
Do you typically have grenades?
hmm
I think the most sense for this would be for Sylvie to roll alien tech to try and modify one of these existing grenades that Echo has.
All right.
yep. I just have to look up what I roll on that again. I'm sorry.
It is
Don't-
freak. I'm looking
It
at it.
is freak?
Yeah.
Okay, I am glad you were looking at it because I was like, crap. I don't have this written down. Nope, that would be a 4 plus
Okay.
Oof.
2, so 6.
It looks usable.
Is there a way I can assist with that? Or is that not a thing? I'm blanking on how game rules work at this
I mean,
point.
you could spend a team to help if you have a logical method of helping. Is there something you think you could do to assist with this?
You don't need to spend a team because unless we can get it to a 10,
Fair enough.
it doesn't matter.
No, it still works on a 7.
No, on a miss, the device works, but it has a completely unintended side effect.
Yeah,
Side
maybe not
effects
additional
might
No,
have.
modification.
on a hit, you create a device that can do something impossible
Sorry,
once.
I missed
in the
that
physical.
paragraph.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I can't read,
On a 10
apparently.
plus, you get an additional benefit, and then it's on the miss. It has an unintended
Oh.
side effects.
Okay.
So if you get it up to a 7, it works once.
Without
Okay.
the side effect.
I guess it depends on how it goes wrong.
Hmm.
Would be could determine what Cynthia could do to help it not go wrong.
I don't know. Elena can hold your hand. I don't know how she can help.
I mean, do you think Cynthia has any other sort of technical knowledge or understanding of grenades and how those work, where she could guide how Sylvie infuses it with pheromones.
I mean, we could argue she's got a whole section in her lab that's got a bunch of tech that Sylvie fucked up. So if she's ever taken
That's
any of that
fair.
apart, she might have a better idea of how this works when Sylvie touches things and suddenly it's growing plants.
I mean, that is fair. You did establish that day one.
I have a quarantine zone.
I mean, I think that's reasonable. It has Cynthia studied like other sort of smoke grenades or like mustard gas, those kinds of types of weapons, and how to make gas
Probably not
controlled
ones that are
weapons.
lethal, but certain episodes, well, sessions earlier in the campaign, she'd had like a few net grenades and some other things that were a little bit improved. So usually the answer to did Cynthia study something is yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would make sense given that she does often rely on weapons and gadgets when
And-
her powers can't quite cut it.
I would also say, I know we've considered weaponizing the pheromones before as well. And we've discussed it. We've never.
Date night project.
Yeah.
All right. So, given the Sylvie corner and Cynthia's lab, and the Cynthia's experience with other forms of grenades, aside from just, the bomb ones, I think that is a reasonable enough argument to allow Cynthia to spend a team and help in this situation to get that roll up to a 7. You have a 7 team in the pool. This
And,
grenade
one
seems like it's
used
gonna work.
pheromone grenade. Make it count.
So, you have one.
Yeah.
You're fairly confident it'll work.
Here's a question. What kind of weapons do like, these are pixies or
Sprites.
Sprites.
Right.
So, what kind of weapons do the sprites use if they use weapons?
Some of them have. You can see some of them with like little daggers and swords. Some with little bows and arrows, but kind of from your experience interacting with Thistle and seeing the activity in this camp, they also know how to use magic. So,
Okay, just curious.
a variety. They have like the more traditional looking weapons, but also magical capabilities,
Fair enough.
and probably hand-to-hand combat stuff.
All right. Well, Sylvie, good to go?
I think we're as ready as we'll ever be when, assuming we have our team or the strike teams ready. I think might as well try and start forward.
All right. Following your lead here, because I don't know shit about this place.
Fern will also accompany you.
Yeah.
And before setting off, would probably ask if all of you would like to be returned to your usual size or want to stay in pixie form. Pseudo pixie form.
I feel like usual size might be more effective.
Yeah. I mean, my size doesn't really seem to matter. My power still works the same.
The one argument, the pros and cons that Fern will lay out is that at your current size, you are a bit stealthier than you would be at your full size, but you are also at this size smaller than the red caps. So if you're your normal size, you'll be bigger than the red caps.
How big is a red cap?
Like a goblin.
Mm,
So probably like 3 feet tall.
Could you change us back when we get there?
How quickly would it take you to revert the spell?
Not long to release it. Might take a couple of seconds for you to actually return to your full size. It wouldn't be instantaneous. There also might be, considering this is the first time some of you have gone through this, you might feel a little off balance or experience some dizziness.
Maybe we do
spells
it like
released.
closer to the camp then?
Or if we are trying to get in and out, stay small. cause distractions, make it harder for them to figure out where the distractions
Yeah,
are coming
I think
from.
being smaller is good for the distraction.
Am I still really strong? She just looks at something heavy to try to pick up.
You could probably find a rock that's bigger than you.
She just picks it up.
Yeah, you can pick it up.
One hand. Just those gains, brah. Those gains.
Yeah. None of your powers seem to have been affected by this spell.
It's fine. And plus, I got these sweet wings. Look at them. So pretty. She just like flutters them.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we need a size change. I can shift to buy you all some time.
I think I could still pack a punch in this.
Well,
size.
yeah, no. I'm not doubting that you can pack a punch.
I'm used to being the smallest one in the battle, so.
Right. As you are wrapping up there, the small 4-person sprite strike team, the Sprite team, meets up with
Sprite
you.
team. Leave meeting.
Oh, but they're geared up and ready to go, so you can head out of this camp.
Is that 4 individuals with Fern, or is Fern separate from that?
Fern is separate from that. So
Okay.
these are 4 new sprites that are joining your group
Okay.
that are going to be handling the sort of infiltration, the
Retrieval.
yes, that is the I was looking for, the retrieval of this
Extraction and distraction team.
Yes.
Yes.
We have team distraction and team extraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So
It's all about the action, baby.
Alrighty. You can head out. You have about another mile or 2 before you actually reach the end of the safe area of the Sprite territory, and there's a pretty stark change where you can see there's been lots of fighting, broken branches and plants, and what are probably some blood stains, ripped cloth, etc. Those types of things. Broken little broken arrows and stuff.
Still scanning ahead as we travel to try and detect an ambush before it reaches us.
The way is clear for a while. And one of the sprites kind of indicates that you're getting closer to the actual end of the opposite side of the battlefield, where it's more strictly red cap territory, when you sense the presence of a single mind.
There's something ahead. Or someone.
I have a question. Are we allowed to kill these things?
Good question.
Is that over our ethical line to kill the red caps?
I don't even know how to answer that anymore.
That's valid. I'm just gonna do whatever feels right, okay?
We will try very hard not to unless our own life is threatened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
And
our
that's
lives
always
are gonna
been the
be threatened.
exception. Self-defense is always fine.
Cynthia's just I just need a nap.
What the fuck is next?
Cynthia's
guys-
like, I wasn't expecting to go on a portal adventure today.
No one expects a portal adventure
Back-to-back giant fights.
unless it's date night.
All right. So the mind that I sense ahead, can I tell anything else about it?
I mean, are you like trying to read it to just get
Skimming for now. If we go deeper, we'll see.
Uh, I don't know if we've so I wouldn't expect that just because you could read someone's mind would mean you could get beyond a language barrier. That doesn't seem logical
I think that's
to me.
fair. That's fair.
So you're definitely picking up, like, you can tell that there are thoughts, but it's what you would equate to being in a different language.
Can I sense any kind of intention? Or mood?
Um, Probably just like a simmering anger or unhappiness. Not pleasant. It's not like peaceful, happy-go-lucky up in here.
I meet like the one manic pixie girl red cap.
There's like little glitter
My God.
poofs that are going off in their mind.
Could be a red
The
cap.
mood is bloodthirsty.
Simmering anger. Stay alive.
Is there any way to distract it while we pass?
If it's only the one, we might be able to go around.
Mm-hmm. Why pick
if-
fights when we don't need to?
Yeah.
What if I just shack it? Just like creep up behind its shack it.
We don't know if you'll alert others.
Yeah,
That's
I think
fair.
we should just avoid as
Okay.
long as can.
All right. To make things, I don't know, more interesting and also kind of expedient. Echo, would you say that you're kind of, in essence, like the lead scout with your mental sweeps, reaching out ahead of the group?
What I was picturing was kind of like coordinating with Sylvie in that she's probably like leading the way, and I'm scanning ahead as I can, but following her.
Okay. I think that would still kind of give you the, well, actually no. Okay. Because that kind of tackles two different scenarios. So I want Echo and Valkyrie to both roll assess the situation.
Oh, thank you. That is a 13.
Nice.
+3
Oh.
superior makes that a 12.
Wow, okay. Pick out your questions.
Uh, what's Trying to think what I want to ask here. Sorry.
Although, these might have an additional benefit. I was gonna say, I don't know,
Yeah.
since more of the purpose of me having you roll that was just like how smoothly you navigate. I don't know if
Yeah.
you necessarily need to ask these questions.
Oh.
So I guess if there is one that you think could be beneficial or you want to ask, you can
Actually,
ask. But
what here can I use to understand our enemy?
Ooh.
what do you mean by understand? Like, as far as being able to speak their language or just kind of understand their habits and moods, what drives them?
Understand more so habits and potential habits we can exploit if necessary.
I think probably similar to all sorts of, animals. They leave evidence, traces of their behavior. So I think, like, as you're going through these, you can pick up little signs of life, so to speak. Like, evidence of campfires where they had their meals, like bones of what they might eat, hunting patterns, other signs of like where traps had been set but aren't currently set.
Help us find traps in the future that are set. Also, what here is the biggest threat? Specifically wondering if there's another thing that could be coming into play here.
Yeah.
So, you mean like we're gonna go with just in this territory because you're in the
Yes.
Fey realm. So your
Yes.
biggest threat is like the
Summon
huntsman.
bigger
Well,
fish.
A
more so
bigger
I'm
plant with
worried
teeth.
that they're coming into this area,
Mm.
so.
Okay. I'll say what currently the biggest threat in this area is the red caps. Now whether that changes, who can say?
We'll take that current.
Can I also go with 2 since
Yeah.
good rolls, or
If you have questions you want to ask.
Yeah.
how can we best end this quickly? Because I like that one.
End this quickly in the sense of like the extraction mission.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep doing what you're doing and avoiding fights from the sentries. Good move there.
Don't pick unnecessary fights. What?
Yeah, don't pick unnecessary fights. And when you get to location, wherever Thistle's held, setting up a more of like an environmental distraction, an explosion or something to draw them away instead of also engaging them.
Okay.
Would be your best bet. And if anyone is able to teleport into wherever Thistle is and get her and get out, that would, be top tier.
Okay. Second question. building off of what Sylvie asked, what here can I use to manipulate the red caps? Interesting.
Trying to think through all of your power sets. Are you wanting, like, manipulation in the sense of making a a distraction for them that they would not be able to avoid, or like the sense of having a something to threaten them with or blackmail them with to get them to do what you want to do?
I was thinking distraction or a way to otherwise keep them off our backs.
That is how I was going to answer that question, but I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure.
No, I thank you for clarifying, but no, I did mean in the sense of like a distraction.
Okay.
Or what would they fall for?
I think your telekinesis abilities would probably be the most useful in this case in making it, like, using that to influence the environment around you and make them think there is some form of prey or something lurking around their camp that they would go on the hunt for.
Okay. Fair enough.
But, okay. So with your excellent assess the situation rolls, Sylvie learning how to identify placements of traps, and Cynthia playing Minesweeper with all of these red caps and knowing you can, even with them, like, on their patrols and constantly moving, you can carve a very safe path through
Nice.
this forest, these trees, and eventually you do see, slowly breaking through the trees, what looks to be some castle ruins.
Okay.
There's as you're getting closer, you do hear more signs of activity and see that this is a hub of sorts for them, where they have camps and set fires, cook food, gather supplies, that kind of thing. Sleep. Assuming they sleep.
Hey Charlie, above the table, I have a question for you. Does Sylvie know the power she unlocks with her doom signs?
What do you mean by that?
So I have one specific ability, because you mentioned portal, that allows me to appear in a scene with someone. I can't get out, but would Sylvie know she can do that?
I mean, maybe on... Okay. You have already used Dark Visions, right?
Yeah, I've used Dark Visions.
Do you remember how we played that?
That was I believe it was while she was sleeping.
Okay. I could see us going either way on this. Because, like, the first sentence of Doom Signs is that these are abilities that come to you with your approaching Doom. So, like, kind of similarly to as you grow as a superhero and get more powers, you would know you have more powers. But could also see this being a situation where
Sylvie gets surprised.
yeah, it
by
makes
it.
more sense. Like you're trying, either you are
Yeah.
you are attempting to do the thing, say make a portal, but you don't actually know you can do it, and you manage to make
Yeah.
that happen, or like could be a situation where like, oh my gosh, I really want this to happen, and then it does, and you're like, I don't know how I did that or how I'm gonna do that again. So we could play it either way. I guess which do you feel is most
I
interesting?
feel like it's probably most likely the latter where she's not prepared for it. So
Okay.
that doesn't
we could
unless you want to randomly surprise her right now.
I mean,
with that, because
it
did cross my head.
We could set up a situation where that
Mhm.
happens, but it just wouldn't be the case where Sylvie could be like, "Hey, I have an idea for a plan,"
Yeah.
and it revolves around me like teleporting to where Thistle is.
Yeah, no. I don't think Sylvie knows, so I was just wondering that
on
the off chance of a plan type situation, but
Roxy can teleport.
I did not realize you could teleport.
Yeah.
I picked moves that I knew that Elena didn't have, so one of them was the move.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Elena
the
has all the
burns.
burns.
Oh, well then Elena
But-
can also teleport.
Yeah.
She also has the snatch one, where you can use your powers to seize
I think
any
you
one
just have
object.
to be able to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Which we don't have sight lines yet.
No.
Technically its move says spend a burn to move any place you choose within the scene. Doesn't say you can see where, but also breaking through or slipping past any barriers or restraints in your way. So we can get there, but we're going through everything. Snatch does say within view.
Yep.
Should look up actually.
Well, if we have a dedicated teleporter, then the rest of us can focus on maintaining the distraction, probably in my case, or focus on maintaining a getaway route.
Maybe
Distraction.
Elena. I'm not sure which one of us is more useful in this battle.
Elena's still small, if that helps at all.
Well, we're all
You're all still small.
Oh yeah, we're all still small. I forgot. I thought Roxy wanted to be big again.
I will say, I think that Cynthia would probably err towards Elena for the subtlety.
Roxy's not known for
But
her
she
subtlety.
glows.
Do
Elena
I
glows.
glow? Do I glow as a sprite?
Yeah.
Mm.
You're
Okay.
the fact that you're a pseudo
don't know.
sprite doesn't change how your powers work.
I don't know. Maybe it's different.
Roxy just gets staticky when she uses hers.
Well, a lot of things glow in Zephyr Wild.
I
Maybe they
imagine
will
her
not
hair
notice.
stands on end when she uses her powers. No.
I
that
could
aren't
be like a
strength-based.
little lightning sprite.
I mean, the
You're a
other thing
lightning bug.
is going
Yeah.
with the burns route. Elena and I can
Destructive.
both we can also throw off a warship and get as much attention from them as possible.
You guys
Mhm.
can
As a
use like moat
distraction.
and shit.
I can't use moat,
No.
but I can use
I have
warship.
moat, but
I just want to say it's
Yeah.
wild that you all have burns.
yeah,
It is fucking wild.
we were talking
We're
about that
this far
I
earlier.
into
don't
the
know how
game.
this fucking happened. We've meshed to the point where we can all just use each other's powers, and you can just steal any of our powers. So we could potentially all have.
Unstoppable.
I mean, yeah, because I can moat, so if we need a shield, that would be.
So then
Helpful.
maybe Roxy would be a better teleporter in.
So I'm thinking like we save probably the moat is our plan B if they get
That's like a
undistracted.
backup. Yeah.
Although Roxy can also go to the other end of the camp and draw everybody there with electricity shows.
She could, but I
Laser
think
Floyd.
my preference would be to keep the distraction far from us.
Mm-hmm.
So then that way you don't get like caught off sides.
Mm-hmm. But
Not that
that's
she
just
knows that you can like protect yourself, but it's more like splitting our focus possibly make it more difficult to get this out.
yeah. That's fair. Okay.
That said, what are the mechanics of worship specifically?
Worship. I have to pull it up again. Sorry, I went to the wrong tab.
No problem.
Worship. You put out a tremendous display of your might. Spend 1 burn to awe an audience into silence, respect, and attention when you unleash your powers.
Yeah, that might be better as a backup, especially if it has to be centered on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so start with subtle, then go loud.
Blow, yeah. Blow up when we
Explosion.
Here comes the boom. Aw, Sylvie and Roxy can be thunder and lightning.
We do still also have the pheromone grenade.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Which one of us do you want to teleport in then?
Probably Roxy if Elena has moat and Roxy doesn't.
Yeah, just because you might be better, like, with that safe
Yeah.
of the shield or
Yeah.
whatever.
Should charge our powers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have roll plus conditions? I only have 1 condition.
Yes, that was a 10.
Yeah.
I have 2 conditions.
I have 6. Ah, that's a miss. I get 3 conditions and
Don't love that.
2 burn and a potential.
I just get 3 burn per scene, so. I'm not doing the rolling thing. It's just 3 burn. And then I'm done.
I'm already angry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually angry.
When is
Yeah.
Elena never not angry?
Elena's secret is that she's always
Probably
angry.
afraid because this place is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Afraid and hopeless. And I need 1 more.
I love this. We're gonna have all the conditions when we find.
I guess I'm
Buffet.
gonna end up with all of them.
Great.
Afraid, hopeless, and
It's
insecure.
amazing. I've
Great.
got 3 conditions. Elena's got 4 conditions.
This won't go horribly wrong.
It's all up to Coyote.
And
Doesn't he have a
Okay.
bunch too?
Yeah.
Pretty sure he has some.
He has so many. Crow, if you're watching, tell us how many conditions Coyote has.
Insecure.
Wait, so how many conditions does Valkyrie have right now?
2.
Okay.
I actually cleared a few last sessions.
Nice.
I regenerate though, so
At some point we could try comforting or supporting each other.
we're gonna have
No,
to do a
never.
group
Me, I have
cuddle.
a minus
About
2
that
to
all the
that.
time.
This team comfort and support? No.
No.
Group cuddle.
Unrealistic
Group
blocked.
cuddle.
When did we ever
Okay.
do
Well, I
that?
still got 2 burn, so that at the end of the day is fine.
That's the important thing. All the
Yeah.
conditions, but I've burned.
I don't have all of them. I don't have guilty yet.
Good job.
I feel everything but guilt.
There's nothing to be guilty about.
Not yet.
Yet. All right. So Roxy teleporting in
Mhm.
to retrieve Thistle. Are the rest of you going to try and do some form of distraction while she's teleporting in, or wait to see if shit goes down? with Roxy.
Do we have visual on the cage?
Nope.
Roxy
Thistle's
did
underground.
Oh.
Yeah, and so Roxy did she used one burn to use elemental awareness, so she's
Okay,
the
yeah,
one who
I
tracked her, so
Spaced that out.
I assume
That was
yeah.
last session anyway. So
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
that happened
I have
last
no
So
session.
memory.
I assume that Roxy knows where to teleport to because she used elemental awareness.
That makes sense. I
Mhm.
think in that case, since they don't have any kind of visual, Echo would probably want to do the distraction first.
Then Roxy will wait.
Wait, so where are we currently?
You're concealed within the trees, around the perimeter of this clearing where these castle ruins are that the red caps have kind of made their camp around. So you've still got plenty of cover, and with like your and Sylvie's scouting roles are still able to keep away from any sentries that are moving through. So you're just kind of like in this spot, have reached the destination, do not have eyes on Thistle, but are in a position where you can make a distraction and make a move to get to complete the next phase of this mission.
Okay. Okay. I think we're gonna start a bit smaller, going kind of long on this. In the direction we are not in, it's probably gonna be. Actually, what are the conditions for when you wield your powers as opposed to unleash your powers? Because I do have that move.
Was that just like
That's an adult move.
Adult move.
oh, adult
Mhm.
move? Okay.
I'm thinking now.
Oh, I also have that.
Um.
I should open the better
So,
character sheet.
unleashing your powers is essentially doing something you've never done before.
Hmm.
Wielding your powers, like this, how it says with precision and grace, is doing something you've done before.
Okay.
Or like using a portion of your powers, like in a similar vein that you've used them before.
Okay. Yeah, I think anything I do here, I don't have ideas that would be for wield. Probably more like unleash because this is more unusual.
I can try and like collect a bunch of rocks and make it like rain rocks somewhere. Make big enough noise that might cause them to go over there.
I kind of want to do something a little different. My thought is, if I can pick up a couple of red caps, not literally, pick up on where a couple of them are, would it be possible to poke around in their heads a bit and make them think that they see prey to the point where they'd alert others about it?
Certainly true.
Lead them on a hunt. Well,
You can attempt it. Yeah.
sure. Why not? Thank you, Jenna Dice. Unleashes freak.
Yes.
+3 in freak, which makes that a 13.
All right. What are you trying to make them envision?
Dealer's choice. I'm choosing them to prompt whatever they most feel like eating right now.
Okay.
It's like they're having a craving for it and suddenly it's there. Bag of Doritos.
Just like an entire roast pig, apple and all in its mouth that's just scurrying through the forest. No.
Oh my god.
Probably a small, like 2 or 3 deer that are just moving through the trees, and they spot him and send up an alert, and several of them grab their weapons and bows and arrows and run off in pursuit. And I think that's a good spot to take a break.
All right.
So we'll see how this extraction mission continues in 10 minutes.
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
totally
All
fine.
right.
Nothing
Back
bad
to
is
fine.
happening.
Totally.
All right. Back and missing Jenna. So
No.
our extraction team. Oh no. Plan
Oh, no.
fails. Red caps return. Everyone dies.
No, thank you.
Campaign ends.
World subsequently ends.
Yeah.
Don't know how that affects San Sebastian at all.
San Sebastian's the the Splinter timeline.
But if we succeeded, timeline.
Yeah.
Lily, don't dig.
Someone rewind essentially uses the time stone and
Mhm.
Rewind saves the
Fixes.
day. Fixes everything. Rewinds time to before you went in the portal. Stops you from going in the portal. Bay Realm explodes. Jukebox Justice lives happily ever after.
there.
So there we go. Epilogue time. Crow missed our last Jukebox Justice session. How could he?
How do we stop the space apocalypse?
Mm,
We
Who
can get to
knows?
that in the epilogue.
yeah. We can just hand wave that one.
Yeah.
Also rewind.
Elena manages somehow.
She does something.
I can pull up another icebreaker question. Guide our conversation. Okay. What age do you wish you could be permanently?
I mean, I'm good being 32. Forgot how old I was for a second. Am I 32? Yeah. Not a
Part of
bad
me
age.
wants to say 26 because that's before I ended up in the ER 4 times in the ear. Well, surgery, not the ER was only twice. But that got me treatment for underlying problems, and I feel better now. So I like my current age.
I mean, same. I was kind of a dumbass in my 20s, so
I mean, I am still a dumbass.
I mean, I'm a dumbass in a different way now, but
It's more to say I am still in my 20s, but I am also a dumbass. These things might be correlated.
I think we're all dumbasses.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I want to permanently be at whatever age where I can just relax. Where I can
That's
just
fair.
chill out, please.
I don't think I've relaxed since I was like 10.
I've had some time to.
You
it's
guys
just
have relaxed.
not yesterday.
Jenna's like, oh my god, I have to have an intervention with all of you. But anyway.
No, me and Maria just dissociate when we need
That's
to
how I relax. I've been watching Severance, which is kind of relaxing. I don't think it's supposed to be, but
Nina started watching that.
Blondie. All right, come on.
But anyway, picking back up. Echo sends. Actually, hang on. Put on some more action-y music.
Action violence.
Action violence. Echo
Blondie.
inserts these images of deer into the Redcap's brains, and they gather up some of their a good chunk of the forces and people around because of deer, and run off into the woods in pursuit of these things. Roxy, are you going to immediately
Mm-hmm.
teleport to wherever Thistle is?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and mark off that burn.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have one burn left from the thing.
the rest of you watch Roxy disappear. And Roxy, you end up in a very dark, and it would be cramped if you were your regular size, but thankfully being a pseudo sprite, you have plenty of room in here. You end up in a dark and damp kind of stone room, so to speak. It doesn't even really have bars like a regular jail cell would. It's just there's a room, and it's got a wooden door, and you see Thistle just in a heap in the corner on the floor.
Roxy's gonna go check. She's actually not 100% sure if sprites have pulses, but she's gonna attempt to look for a pulse.
I mean, they do breathe, and she's breathing. It's very
Then
shallow though, but she is not responsive.
Oh, okay. So if I try to just rouse her and then cover her mouth so that she doesn't scream.
You try and shake her awake. Shake her awake. It takes a week.
I shake her for an entire week. We missed the whole Fae battle shit, and
again, all clean, wrapped up. It's totally fine.
It's gone. Everything's
all
gone.
problems are gone.
Yeah.
It's
a whole new world.
You try and wake her up, and her head kind of lolls to the side a little bit, but she does not does not seem cognizant or aware of the world around her.
All right, I gotcha. She picks up the sprite, and she is going to get out of there. Yeah.
Okay. Another burn to get back to your friends. Seems at this point the camp is kind of divided as to the Redcaps who are joining in on whatever hunt is happening, and those that are trying to.
Are they hunting rocks still?
What?
There were rocks falling.
No, they're hunting deer. Or fake implanted images of deer. Implanted hallucinations of deer.
Good job, Cynthia.
Hallucinate snack.
So like probably 2/3 of the camp went in that direction after that, and the other third of Redcaps that are left over kind of like scrambling, trying to figure out what's going on and making sure someone is here to handle things. Roxy does appear next back with the rest of the group with Thistle in her arms. And as this chaos has kind of broken out, Cynthia and Sylvie, with how you had been handling the scouting, you can tell that the previous, like, well thought out formations and routes are getting disrupted, and there's a greater danger now of you being discovered by the enemy.
Can you let the other sprites know that we got it and we just get the fuck out of here?
I mean, they're there.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, let's go. Let's get the fuck out.
Might have a harder time. I can't maintain this while also. Actually, I've never tried. I probably can't maintain this illusion while also searching for them, but maybe.
You want to try?
Ah,
Yeah, sure.
We
Okay,
can find
okay.
out.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
if anybody can do it.
Unleash your powers.
All right. But that's not the worst. That's freak?
Yep.
Okay. With about +3 and freak, that's 10.
All right. We're not having any problems.
Okay.
There's a lot
Good
of
job.
steak in this poly
Some multitasking.
All right, let's just go as quietly and as quickly as we can. All right.
Okay.
Blondie, don't go by your brother. Oh my god.
Cynthia will probably tell Valkyrie that she needs to lead because Cynthia can't navigate while she's
Yeah.
splitting her focus like this.
Valkyrie will take point.
Okay. Valkyrie. Yeah, I think it makes sense for you to roll to assess the situation again. Since things are much more chaotic. You can't exactly retrace your path.
That's an 11.
All right. You're not as obviously the situation is not as calm as it was when you first came through here, and some of the red cap movements do push you closer to some of the traps they've set up, but since you have learned how to recognize those, are able to avoid them pretty easily. But with the direction that the fake deer had drawn the red caps, the sounds in the distance grow more faint, a little less concerning, and you quickly work to make your way back through the forest towards the sprite territory. And as as you sort of return to the battlefield, so to speak, where a lot of conflict between the sprites and the red caps has been, Sylvie, you immediately feel you go on high alert. We'll go with that.
Oh, lovely.
As emerging out of the trees
Yep.
is who would have guessed? The huntsman and the hunt. And Leo
Love that.
Shocked.
at his side.
Well, I think Sylvie will immediately warn the girls. that we're in a not a great situation.
Yeah.
And point out the hunt if they're not immediately.
Oh, it's
Apparent.
it is very obvious. It is several people on horseback. There are like hunting dogs barking. Um it is not subtle.
Yeah. And we have nothing set up right now.
Do they like appear in front of us, or it's like we saw them appear but they don't see us?
Ah.
They are they're aware of you, and I'd say they're probably not necessarily like a perfectly. So I imagine like you were going through the trees facing this direction. They kind of were coming out of the trees like at an angle towards you, so it's kind of not like they're perfectly like in your path as though they were expecting this, but have a pretty good beat on the situation. And I mean, your sprites, you're not invisible, so
Roxy's
It
gonna
was more I was just trying to understand like
Roxy's handing Thistle off to one of her sprite friends, and then just cracks her knuckles.
the sprite, I think the sprites take her and make Fern probably stays, but the straight team exits stage right. And
Yeah,
looks to
I
be
don't
heading
blame
back
him.
to the camp.
Yeah.
Get Thistle out of here.
Do they immediately recognize us, correct?
The hunt?
Or
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
I think at this point, since there's been a bit of a pause,
The hunt.
the huntsman that you Sylvian says, "You've gotten smaller."
I
We
take
might wanna
whatever
get
shape
big
I
again.
want.
We might want
Actually,
to
I think Sylvie is going. What is the biggest thing Sylvie's seen, actually? I'm trying to think.
elephant.
I don't know if Sylvie's seen an elephant, but the
Orca.
alpha was pretty big when we saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sylvie's gonna try and shift into the alpha. Or her version of it.
Oh, the alpha's crazy.
glitter
big.
alpha.
Yes, glitter alpha.
Pink glitter alpha. Nothing makes me happier.
She has done werewolf before, but I don't think to this degree.
Yeah, I think just the sheer size of it is not something, and also because I mean, yes, there are other animals that are as big as the alpha was, but wolves aren't naturally meant to be that big.
Yeah.
So we've got some conflicting going there, but you can roll to unleash your powers.
Actually, you know what? I'm also gonna try and toss in worship here. Because I still have that burn sitting around.
Alright.
So that's a 9.
Alright. Would you like to mark a condition? Or I can tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
I think Sylvie's gonna mark in condition.
Okay.
And I feel like angry might be actually fitting here.
Probably.
Then can I get back my regular size?
Burn would probably ask both Cynthia and Elena if you two would also like to be your normal size again.
I got to punch a guy.
Might be worth the risk.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Surprise is gone.
Yeah.
Fern releases the spell, and you all takes a couple seconds, but you gradually return to normal size. There is probably a little bit of dizziness and feeling a bit off balance from the change, but nothing horribly detrimental. Sylvie turns into the alpha. And you have their attention.
I've never been so attracted to a glitter wolf.
And the huntsman says to you, Sylvie, seems you've picked up a few things. All away.
Did the alpha talk in wolf form? I don't remember. Can I respond to this?
I mean, you have the appearance of the alpha. It's...
I just don't know because I haven't really ever talked in animal form in like an actual response. So, ish. I guess it's an animal-esque form.
I'll say it's similar enough to when you did the werewolf form that it's humanoid enough. You can talk.
Have
the real
some kind
treasures
of-
she got were the friendships she made
I was about
along the way. The girl friendships she made along the way.
I think Sylvie retorts with, "It's amazing what you can learn from humans."
It's debatable whether I'm human, but
You did bring back several interesting souls for us, that's for sure.
They're
do
not
I have a
yours.
soul? I have questions, actually.
Or you can come back and we can discuss that in more detail.
Mm.
I would take you up on that if you let the others go, but I'm pretty sure then I'll be in the doghouse with my girlfriend, so I don't think I can take you up on your offer.
Shame.
For one of us, yeah. So what now? We're gonna fight for our souls, stand here and flirt with each other, or whatever you're doing right now. I'm not really great at the social cues, so I mean I am, but I'm not. I'm also a little impatient, not gonna lie.
We can certainly claim your souls early.
You could try.
So if you desperately want to keep those, and he turns his attention to Sylvie, perhaps we could make an arrangement.
Kind of arrangement.
Your powers have grown, learned several things. Things that could be useful. I release the Soul Pact. As long as you made with the hunt.
That's a negative. We're
I'd
not
rather
splitting
fight
up.
him.
Yeah. I kind of want to punch his stupid face. There. What are your pronouns, just before we get into the fighting? Just so that I know correctly how to insult you. For the right things, not, you know.
He's staring at Sylvie and does not answer.
I think I'm learning what splitting my soul did. And honestly, I'd rather stay with my girlfriends.
Who blames you?
We were willing to pay for our souls with unique metals, things that you were initially interested in. But should you choose, we are more than willing to fight.
And he snaps his fingers, and the hunt surges forward.
Well,
So,
Here we go.
honestly, I don't know how long this fight's gonna take. And I don't want to get into something that might take, like, a while.
3 hours.
So,
3 hours.
I
We're gonna
think
end it there.
we'll end it there this week,
Yeah.
and we can pick up with the
Fight.
confrontation with the hunt next week.
Everybody wants kung fu fight.
And
Kung
maybe
fu
Coyote can
fighting.
magically appear and assist.
We got Thistle back. They can summon Coyote.
Yeah. I mean, Coyote has Tex and Spuds. They can maybe magic him
Yeah.
to where you
Figure
are.
that out.
Utilize the portal so you can have some backup.
The potato cowboy and the cowboy wizard. Yes.
Yes.
So a little bit of an abrupt end this week. Sorry, but
What a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So you have to come back next week.
yeah.
How many of us have more than 2 conditions right now? Everyone except Echo.
I don't want to talk about it.
Associating from that.
Maria has turned her brain off. She's just not going to see them. They do not exist.
All right. End of session question.
Can go first. I'd say Roxy grew closer to the team. I'm gonna say specifically Elena, because they've kind of been on the same wavelength, and it's kind of cool to know they have some of the same powers and just really closer. Yeah. And I'm gonna get rid of a condition.
Nice.
Please get rid of
Oh
a
my
Probably
God.
smart.
No way.
Yeah. Elena
Um,
has influence.
I'm gonna say
Elena has
insecure is the one that goes away because
Elena has influence over Roxy? What?
I know. Oh my God.
I would have
I don't
never
think she's
guessed.
ever
Shocking.
not had her
Mundane down and danger. No, Elena doesn't think her powers are dangerous. And if Roxy has similar powers, that might be dangerous in Roxy's hands. But superior up. Because Elena has these powers and
These
she
are
thinks they're
things that
really...
can happen, actually.
Yeah, like when
Weirdly enough.
she boosted Coyote's superior because he can fly now, and now she thinks he's better.
The new and improved, yes. So that actually doesn't give me a condition. So
Nice. I'm
my mundane was at -1, and my superior was at -2. So now
Ooh.
they just switched.
I'm helping. We just flip flop.
I love
Yeah, it's
this.
fine.
Roxy gets a little more awkward. That's...
Elena's gonna do the same thing actually,
I just
because
smeared
she
all my
didn't know
notes.
her stuff kind of cross sex with Roxy's more.
probably
How fun is
all
that?
the dreamscaping we do.
All the dream dates. I'm
Dream Daddy.
I'm
Yes,
going
you
to
are.
remove a condition. Wow, who'd have thunk?
Yay!
See, this was the real motivation for not jumping into that fight, giving you a chance to get
See,
rid
we
of
get-
some of
I'm
those
also gonna
conditions.
clear
We're about to get a bunch more conditions.
I'm gonna clear insecure too, because the other 3 make sense.
I'm really doing you a favor.
Mm-hmm. Insecure. And Roxy has influence over Elena. Wow.
Oh, I'm gonna shift your labels. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Elena is going to. I would say freak down, but I think you got that locked.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
But that's regardless. I think you feel less like a freak, and I would say actually mundane up.
What's going down? Oh, freak
Freak.
down, mundane up. Freak is locked.
I can either confirm or deny.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
a very HIPAA statement. I can either confirm or deny. Shit all the time.
We are HIPAA certified here.
Hippopotamus certified.
Chippa. We're shipping.
We be shipping these lesbian polycules.
We've only had lesbian. No.
No, we had a
Michael
bisexual.
was a man.
Yeah, Michael was a man. Lance Cash was the man.
I think. Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
Sylvie grew closer to the team. Technically, all of the girls.
Yeah.
I'm
Having
going
a
to
great date
say,
in the Feywild.
yeah. Well, that and they
Slaughtering
came to their
our enemies
defense
is our
just
favorite.
now,
Mhm.
so. I'm gonna say Roxy though, specifically because Roxy took a pretty serious savior type mission and got it done really quickly and might have secured some allies for this upcoming shit. I'm also
And she
clearing
didn't crumble
Afraid.
any buildings yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crumble more buildings later. I'm clearing Afraid
Yeah.
because I think Sylvie is still feeling guilty and angry, but I think she's so angry she's no longer feeling afraid.
The anger
That's
has
fair.
overridden the fear.
The anger sets in, and then you just can't even bother
And seeing
with
as
fear.
we are confronting my doom instead of and not avoiding it right now,
Mhm.
I'm saying I get that potential versus moving forward on my doom track.
Okay. I'm gonna say danger up and superior down.
Superior's locked, so
All right.
we're not shifting, but
I did
Still
good
works.
in not causing any more confusion.
Yeah, you're gonna need that.
I fully realize that.
All right. Cynthia is growing closer to the team, specifically Sylvie, because part of Cynthia was worried that Sylvie would immediately pull the self-sacrifice move, and she's glad she didn't.
Mhm.
And I have no
There's
conditions.
still time.
So I'm gonna take the
There's-
potential.
Still time.
The martyr in me is not
I
dead.
have no
Cynthia's like, don't fucking do it.
Holding
Don't
its
do
gun
it.
to Sylvie's
Didn't
head.
even
Don't
murder
you do it.
I will resurrect you and kill you myself.
I feel like we're all just like pointing at each other, like, "Don't you fucking martyr yourself? Don't you
It's
fucking?"
You know that scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where they all like shoot each other, but their powder's wet, so nothing happens.
Nothing
Yes.
happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Gosh.
That's about right. Yeah.
Um, let's see. What am I thinking? I think savior up, danger down. Sorry if that's a.
Savior's at 3 and danger's at -2, so
Aren't you?
None of
Don't
them
you save your locked though?
no, it's superior locked.
Oh.
Oh,
My
shit.
savior's locked.
All right.
Sorry about that.
And you had no conditions.
Now you have the same as the rest of us.
Time to join the party.
Yeah.
Condition party.
Girls go on a road trip, come back with all the conditions, and Joe is so confused.
He's like, "Why are you guys
What
experiencing so many emotions?"
I mean, I feel like Echo's probably very angry right now.
We're
Yeah,
all
that's fair.
angry.
That's fair.
That's valid.
All that
Or you
rage.
could be afraid when face down with
I-
her, but
I think mostly she's just pissed off. That
Mm-hmm.
makes a lot of sense.
Smush fey faces.
She's gonna crack some skulls.
I feel like, and what I'm picturing right now when Sylvie's in this giant wolf form is like, I don't know if you guys like the movie Bolt when Bolt is about to do his super bark and he like takes a step.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well. Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Sylvie's doom is here. It has arrived.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ta-da!
Sylvie gets to have fun.
Let's see how this
How
pans
much of a
out.
shit show this ends up being.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this works out. Until then, we'll probably be back next week with either the thrilling conclusion of the Fae arc, the Fark,
Or tears.
The fork.
there may be
Favorite
tears.
arc.
Who knows?
Oh,
Tears from that bad joke.
Pet a dog, eat a snack, take a nap. Just take care of yourselves. It's been, if you're up north like some of us are, it's been freezing. So
And the sun hasn't really been shining too
It's-
much. And
It all
we're-
melted today here.
Oh, not yet for
Nah,
us. It's
next
still
week.
pretty
It's
cold.
wet.
next week it'll melt here.
The
Everything will be
backyard
flooded.
dog track is a solid sheet of ice,
Oh,
which is really fun to watch them run around on.
I was gonna say the dog's ice skating sounds
Mhm.
actually hilarious.
Like, just like to get into the door is just slick.
Oh boy.
But till then, bye bye.